The chase paradox. Let me ask you something. How long have you been working? Not just at your job, but at life, at your goals, at the future you carry in your mind and tell yourself you're moving toward. If you're honest, the answer is probably a long time. You've been putting in the hours. You've been showing up, and yet the breakthrough hasn't come. The right door haven't opened. The opportunities that seem to find other people somehow never seem to find you. Think about that, because most people, when they find themselves stuck there, do the only thing they know: push harder, work more hours, chase more aggressively, and still nothing changes. Now listen carefully. The problem isn't your effort. The problem is your direction. Here's the truth. Opportunity is not something you corner or force open with persistence. If you've been treating your future like something you hunt, you've already found the reason you keep coming home empty-handed. You cannot outrun what you're trying to attract. The solution is not to run faster. The solution is to change. The magnetism of becoming. Now sit with a question for a moment, not answer it. Just sit with it. Who are you becoming? Not what do you want, not what do you have. Who are you becoming? Here is something I've observed over many years. The ones who attract the best opportunities are almost never Theonies chasing the hardest. They are the ones working the hardest on themselves. Think about that. There is a philosophy that changed everything for me, and I want to give it to you plainly. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. That is not a motivational slogan. That is how the world actually works. Think about the people in your life who seem to have a kind of gravity around them. Opportunities follow them, doors open. You've wondered what they have that you don't. Here is what they have. They became someone worth knowing, not because they got lucky, but because quietly, consistently over time they worked on themselves until their presence alone became valuable. Stop asking, what can I get? Start asking, who am I becoming? The refinement of the self. So what does it actually mean to become someone that opportunity seeks out? It is not one thing. It is the refinement of all parts. Your skills, your character, your health, your relationships, your personality. The way you speak, the words you choose, the impression you leave in a room after you've gone. Think about that. Every skill you develop makes you more capable. Every discipline you practice makes you more reliable. Every relationship you invest in makes you more connected. Every word you choose with care makes you more trustworthy. None of these are accidents. All of them are decisions. Now listen carefully. Most people refine their resume. The person who attracts opportunity refines their character, and there is a profound difference between the two. A resume tells people what you've done. Your character tells them who you are. Here's the truth. The world does business with people it trusts. And trust is not declared, it is built. Slowly, through consistent refinement of who you are, your reputation. Here's simply your character made visible. Refine yourself, and your reputation will precede you before you ever walk through the door. The work harder on yourself. Rule now here is where most people stop listening, because what I'm about to say is simple, and simple things have a way of being dismissed before they are truly understood. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Read that again. Your job will make you a living. Working on yourself will make you a life. And there is a profound difference between the two. Think about that. Most people pour everything into their work and their time, their energy, their focus, and leave nothing for the one investment that compounds faster than any other, themselves. Now understand this deeply. Every book you read makes you sharper. Every hard conversation you don't avoid makes you stronger. Every promise you keep to yourself makes you more trustworthy. First to yourself, then to the world. That is personal development. Not a seminar, not a weekend retreat. A daily, quiet, unglamorous commitment to becoming someone of greater value. Here's the truth. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot attract what you haven't. Earn the right to hold, so do the work. Not just on your career, do the work on yourself. That is where everything begins. The reputation ripple effect. Let me bring this full circle. You came into this with a question. How do I attract more opportunity into my life? And the answer is not what most people expect. It is not a strategy. It is not a network. It is not being in the right place at the right time. It is you. The version of you that you are actively, deliberately, quietly building every single day. Think about that. Opportunity is not lost. It is simply waiting for you to become the person who can hold it. And that person is not built in a moment of inspiration. They are built in the moments nobody sees. The early morning, the hard conversation, the promise kept when breaking it would have been easier. Now listen carefully, because this is the most important thing I will say today. Nobody is coming to develop you. Nobody is coming to refine your skills, your character, your discipline. That work belongs to you. And that is not bad news. That is freedom. Because it means the life you want is not in someone else's hands. It never was, so from this moment, stop chasing. Start becoming, refine yourself. Do the work, and watch opportunity find you. Become someone you're proud of, and everything else will follow.